Hello, welcome, and thank you for tuning in. My name is Margie Basford, and I'll be your instructor for today's masterclass, From Back Office Function to Strategic Powerhouse, Unleashing Payroll's Full Potential. As an HR business partner with Paychex, with more than 18 years experience in HR consulting, I have seen firsthand how intertwined and connected payroll and HR initiatives can be. Today, you'll learn how you can transition your payroll from a necessary administrative function to an important tool that can help grow your business. Please note that this presentation does not constitute legal advice and is for informational purposes only. Let's start our masterclass off by covering today's learning objectives, which include 4 reasons to incorporate payroll as part of your business strategy. These are to save time and improve operational efficiency, attract, engage, and retain top talent, create a more inclusive and equitable work environment, and finally, to improve employee well-being and productivity. By the end of this session, you will have a clear roadmap for turning your payroll from a back office function into a strategic powerhouse. So let's dive in. Now, to set the foundation for this masterclass, it's critical that we start by reframing our perspective of payroll. Even though it sometimes might not feel like it, payroll is so much more than a mundane administrative task. It has the potential to transform your business into a more efficient and productive organization. Payroll impacts employee morale, productivity, and overall business performance, so it's essential to manage it properly and strategically. I'll walk you through the different aspects of payroll, starting from the basics and then moving on to more advanced strategies. I'll cover topics such as compliance, employee engagement, and communication. I'll also discuss how you can use data analytics and technology to streamline your payroll process, making it more reliable, accurate, and secure. So, what kind of data can you derive from payroll? Well, here are just a few examples. The number of hourly employees you have, their average compensation, the amount of overtime you're paying, attendance and turnover statistics, pay equity among employees doing similar jobs, the number of payroll errors you encounter each pay period, and how much time you spend managing timekeeping for each pay period. Each of these data points can provide valuable information when making difficult decisions. For example, if you find that you're paying a lot of overtime, you may want to identify opportunities to modify scheduling to help reduce that overtime expense. Or if overtime rates are high enough, even considering hiring an additional employee. By leveraging payroll data, you can also ensure pay equity among employees doing similar jobs. And this is important for maintaining a fair and inclusive workplace, and can help improve employee morale, retention, and even recruiting. However, in order to take advantage of the benefits of payroll data, it's imperative that business and HR leaders invest in an innovative payroll technology. With every new advent in technology, the world gets a little smaller and more connected. This has resulted in some of the fastest changes within the payroll industry, as today's payroll leaders are responsible for supporting various types of employees across cities, states, and countries. A recent study by the American Payroll Association found 29% of businesses are using a payroll system that's 10 years old or older. Not only does this include outdated platforms, but also methods such as spreadsheets and other forms of manual processing. Clearly, many organizations need a payroll overhaul, and if your business is one of them, adopting a new system that leverages the latest payroll technology should be on your to-do list. There are many payroll software options on the market today that can handle most of the payroll process on your behalf. Some other important things that up-to-date software can do for you include calculate taxes and paycheck amounts. You don't have to worry about accurate payments as long as you've entered the correct information at the beginning of the process. Adding the right employee information, such as whether they're salary or paid on an hourly wage, combined with your pay period data, will give the software what it needs to calculate all pay amounts accurately. Pay taxes. Payroll companies typically will pay all payroll taxes on your behalf. You don't have to worry about spending tax dollars you're holding for the government. Instead, the payroll software can withdraw the money at the same time as your employees' wages and pay and file your taxes on time. Process direct deposit payments automatically. Payroll software will deposit the money into your employees' accounts per the payment schedule that you've created. All you have to do is process payroll each pay period, and the rest is done for you. Remain compliant. Good payroll software will be updated regularly in response to constantly changing regulations. Provide technology solutions that extend beyond payroll. This includes the ability to track time within your payroll platform, manage HR processes such as onboarding and employee training, along with reporting and analytics. Payroll software can be very affordable, and with all the energy and potential liability involved in payroll, it's well worth the investment. And consider the time savings from working with a provider. At Paychex, we help save our clients over 60 hours a year on average. That's real time that they can reinvest back into their business. I want to expand a little further on how invaluable modern payroll software is when it comes to streamlining HR functions, including hiring, onboarding, benefits management, performance management, and professional development. Again, consider the time savings here. Integrating payroll with these HR functions allows you to free up time to focus on high-level initiatives. This can include things like forecasting future payroll needs, identifying areas for cost savings, or finding opportunities for business growth. So it's no mystery why 92% of companies using payroll like this have a leg up on the competition. Overall, this approach can help businesses save time, reduce errors, increase productivity, and make informed decisions that impact the entire organization, helping businesses differentiate themselves from the competitors and stay ahead of the curve. Now, let's look at our second learning objective, attracting and retaining talent. Paying your employees accurately and on time goes a long way toward building the kind of relationships and trust that make them want to stay with your organization. I want to call out a recent SurePayroll study that reported 32% of employees said they would begin looking for another job after only one missed paycheck, while a further 26% said they'd start looking after one incorrect check. It's an alarming statistic, and it's exactly why optimizing your payroll process is of critical importance. Given a missed or incorrect paycheck can cause significant stress for your employees, leading them to search for new job opportunities, one way to avoid these costly errors is by allowing your employees to review their paycheck prior to payday. This will allow them to double-check that their earnings and withholdings are accurate based on their records, and you can address any pay discrepancies before you process payroll, eliminating the possibility of pay delays. Employers who prioritize payroll efficiency and accuracy and have a strategic payroll function are 2.5 times more likely to enhance the employee payroll experience. This translates to higher employee satisfaction, increased productivity, and ultimately the ability to attract and retain top talent. To enhance retention, which is a priority for most HR leaders, it's crucial your current staff has what they need to thrive and convey this commitment to potential hires. By making sure their payroll experience is efficient, accurate, and timely, you are demonstrating a commitment to your employees' financial well-being. It's why implementing a strategic payroll function and investing in a pre-check functionality not only saves time and money, but also enhances that employee satisfaction and job security. Using Paychex PreCheck or a similar tool, employees can be involved in the payroll review process and confirm that their earnings and withholdings are accurate prior to the employer processing payroll. Here's how the Paychex PreCheck feature works for employees. When their pay stub is ready for review, they'll receive a notification from our Paychex Flex app or by text. They can look everything over and either confirm that it's correct or report an issue right from the app. You might be surprised to learn that even the most detailed employers make errors. In fact, a recent Paychex study showed that 33% of employers make payroll errors. So something like Paychex PreCheck can help catch those errors prior to payroll processing, meaning you can avoid any costly additional pay runs. Now, let's look at our third learning objective. Making sure employees are paid accurately and on time also has major benefits for DEI efforts, a key component of creating a more inclusive and equitable work environment. Promoting pay transparency can help in this regard as well. In fact, organizations that focus on pay transparency are more likely to have equitable pay practices, manage performance and career development more fairly, and improve diversity, equity, and inclusion. So a pre-check functionality like I just described is actually one of the first steps toward a more inclusive workplace, believe it or not, as it provides a basic level of pay transparency. Another key way to promote transparency is to communicate openly with your employees about pay practices and how compensation is determined. This can include sharing information about pay ranges for different job roles and being transparent about how mistakes related to paychecks or tax withholdings are handled. We also know that not all employees have equal access to traditional banking services. The Federal Reserve reports that 6% of American adults are unbanked, while an additional 13% are underbanked. This can make it difficult for some employees to access their paychecks in a timely and convenient manner. To address this issue and support greater inclusivity in the workplace, it may be worth exploring alternative payment options such as pay cards, prepaid cards, and digital payments. In addition to traditional payment options like direct deposit and paper checks, HR leaders are increasingly embracing innovative payment tools such as bonuses, one-time incremental payouts, 24/7 real-time payouts, and pay on demand or earned wage access. These solutions can help support greater flexibility and financial well-being for your employees, while also promoting more equitable pay practices and fostering financial inclusion in the workplace. Of course, it's important to be aware of any potential legal restrictions around alternative payment options. For example, pay cards may be subject to certain state laws, so it's important to do your due diligence and ensure that any payment options you offer are compliant with your local regulations. I want to further expand on pay transparency for just a moment, as this is an essential component of using payroll to promote a more inclusive and equitable work environment. So let me share some suggestions as to what this might look like. One of the first steps to implementing pay transparency is by instituting a pre-check functionality, which we already covered in detail. But what's next? Well, you can share the market research or the benchmarking process used to determine compensation with your employees. Third-party verification from a benchmarking service can lend outside credibility. And this may be something your organization is already doing, but it may not be communicated well to your employees. A step further would be to share your actual employee compensation structure. This is sometimes commonplace with commission and salary hybrid roles, but it can quickly get pretty complicated. Many companies fail in this area by giving employees a large report that explains the pay structure in extreme detail and leaves their heads spinning. Simplify both the data and the delivery when giving these insights to your people. A deeper dive into pay transparency breaks down each factor determining compensation and explains how they contribute to individual pay. Higher transparency in this stage encourages dialogue between the employer and the employee, allowing employers to swiftly answer questions or concerns that arise. Again, it's important to ensure that the numbers and explanations are digestible and understandable. The goal is transparency, not an overwhelming amount of information that may confuse an employee or that they don't really see the benefit in. Finally, you could opt for full transparency. This means that in addition to everything I just mentioned, each employee's pay is fully visible to everyone in the organization. Some businesses have also decided to make this information available to the public. When determining what level of transparency you want to go with, my guidance to you is the same as I would tell any of my clients. Consult with your HR, compliance, and legal teams first. They can help you determine the right amount of pay transparency for your business. Next, as pay transparency obligations rapidly evolve, it's important that payroll and HR professionals, particularly those with employees or operations in multiple locations, stay abreast of new developments in pay transparency. We recommend all of our clients seek the advice of counsel as needed on your strategies for compliance purposes. Changing laws require different levels of transparency from state to state and even city to city, and your business may be subject to different regulations as your employee count goes up or down. Finally, my advice is to begin implementing some of these tactics sooner rather than later, not just for the benefit of you and your employees, but because whether we like it or not, you may be required to quickly comply with ever-growing pay transparency laws and regulations. We've now reached our fourth and final learning objective and benefit of strategic payroll, which is improving employee well-being and productivity. When discussing our final benefit, I'd like to turn back to some of the alternative payment options we discussed earlier, as not only do they support pay transparency, they can also improve employee well-being and productivity. As we've touched on a few times already, the current economic climate has left a significant percentage of adults in the U.S. living paycheck to paycheck, including a large number of high-income consumers. This financial strain can have a profound impact on employees, leading to decreased productivity and increased absenteeism. But as employers, what can we do to mitigate this stress and support our employees? Well, one solution is offering an on-demand pay benefit. This option provides employees with the ability to access their earned pay when they need it, whether it's to cover an emergency cost or pay a bill on time. By providing this option, employers can support financial stability and empower their employees to feel in control of their finances. Research shows that job stress costs American companies more than $300 billion each year in health costs, absenteeism, and poor performance. By supporting employees' financial well-being, we can reduce financial stress and ultimately promote a healthier and happier workforce. Now, you may be wondering how on-demand pay works. Essentially, it allows employees to withdraw a portion of their earned wages before their next payday. This option is often provided through a mobile app or other digital platform, providing easy access for your employees. Plus, many on-demand pay providers offer automated savings options, helping employees build up their financial safety net. Now, it's important to note that on-demand pay may be restricted under certain state laws, so be sure to check the regulations in your area. But for those who can offer this benefit, it's a powerful tool that helps support employee financial well-being. By prioritizing employee financial health, we not only support our workforce, but we also drive overall business success. Let's take a look at 4 actionable steps that can help you both implement on-demand pay and run payroll faster. To start with, outsourcing payroll processing to a skilled payroll provider or upgrading to the most current payroll technology can help you ensure you're taking care of your hourly, contract-based, freelance, and gig workers with the prompt payments they depend upon and deserve. That's because these options bring with them the built-in processes and technology you need to implement on-demand pay. Quicker processing capabilities may also provide management with timely reporting. And with faster access to current data, you can spot trends or payroll errors at an earlier stage and respond as needed. As an HR leader or business owner, the need for on-demand pay may seem difficult to establish and unnecessary, but keep in mind these faster payments provide greater flexibility for your workers, improving your relationship with your employees. In summary, let's recap what we've learned today about the 4 benefits of strategic payroll. I hope we've been able to impart that payroll is no longer just about distributing employee paychecks. It also plays a vital role in your business's success. Automation, real-time payroll distribution, and pay transparency can help businesses ensure smooth payroll operations, develop meaningful employee relationships, and reduce compliance errors. These innovations also help steward unique, creative employee experiences that attract and retain top talent. It's important to embrace technology and automation. By automating routine tasks such as data entry and calculation, payroll professionals can free up time to focus on higher-level strategic work. This can include anything from identifying trends and patterns that can help inform key business decisions. Contact a payroll expert or outsource your payroll processing if you need help implementing your payroll strategy. These services can help you reap the benefits of payroll advancements and grow your business. It's also important to stay up to date with the latest trends and developments in the industry. From new legislation and regulations to emerging technologies, there's always something new to learn in the fast-moving world of payroll. By staying informed and constantly looking for new opportunities to drive strategic value, payroll professionals can help their businesses stay ahead of the curve. To position your business for future success, it's imperative that you evolve and adapt to changes to your payroll systems. Being forward-thinking lets you stay nimble, respond more quickly, and ensure your business can handle market and economic changes. As a leading provider of integrated human capital management software solutions for payroll, HR, benefits, and insurance services, Paychex can help you on your journey to more strategic payroll. By combining innovative technology with dedicated personal service, Paychex empowers small and medium-sized business owners to focus on the growth and management of your business. We serve more than 730,000 clients in the U.S. and Northern Europe, and we pay 1 in 12 U.S. private sector employees. We are the largest HR company for small and medium-sized businesses, and for the 10th consecutive year, Paychex is the largest provider of 401k record-keeping plans in the nation. Our payroll expertise started over 50 years ago, in 1971, when we began simplifying the complex payroll processes for businesses. We are considered the first industry disruptor in payroll, and we continue our focus on disruptive innovation today, including transforming payroll into a strategic powerhouse. I hope you found this masterclass informative and valuable. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with our team here at Paychex. You can call us at 855-973-2410. And to learn more, please download the companion guide to this masterclass, which should already be in your inbox. And be sure to visit paychex.com/works for even more resources as well. That's paychex.com/WORX. Thanks again for attending this masterclass, and I hope to see you soon.